A bustling metropolitan hospital, known for its state-of-the-art facilities and dedicated staff. The hospital has a grand, old-world library that is seldom visited, a place of solitude where the doctors sometimes retreat to gather their thoughts. Dr. Adrian King was the epitome of what a doctor should be: skilled, compassionate, and dedicated. His handsome features and calm demeanor put patients at ease, and his surgical prowess had saved countless lives. But behind his perfect smile, Dr. King harbored a deep secret, one that haunted him every day. One rainy evening, after a particularly grueling surgery, Dr. King retreated to the hospital's old library. The smell of aged books and the dim lighting provided a comforting refuge from the chaos of the hospital. He reached for a dusty medical journal, but as he pulled it from the shelf, a hidden compartment opened up, revealing an old, tattered notebook. Curiosity piqued, Dr. King flipped through the pages. They were filled with medical notes, sketches, and detailed descriptions of patients from decades ago. But one name caught his eye: Howard Daniels. The entries revealed that Mr. Daniels had been a patient at the hospital many years ago, under the care of a renowned surgeon who had performed an experimental procedure on him. The notes indicated that the surgery had been a failure, but the records were falsified to show it as a success. The surgeon had covered up his mistake to protect his reputation. Dr. King's heart raced as he realized the significance of what he had found. The surgeon who had covered up the failed procedure was none other than his own father, Dr. Richard King, a legendary figure in the medical community. Adrian had followed in his father's footsteps, always striving to live up to his legacy, but now he was faced with the truth that his father's reputation was built on a lie. As Dr. King pondered his next move, Nurse Emily entered the library. She noticed his troubled expression and asked what was wrong. Reluctantly, Dr. King shared the contents of the notebook with her. Emily was shocked, but urged him to confront the truth. "You have a responsibility to your patients, Adrian," she said softly. "The truth may be painful, but it's the right thing to do." Meanwhile, Dr. Lucas Reed, who had been jealous of Dr. King's success, had been eavesdropping on their conversation. He saw this as an opportunity to ruin Dr. King's reputation. He secretly copied the contents of the notebook and planned to expose the truth at the hospital's upcoming board meeting. The day of the meeting arrived, and Dr. King knew he had to act. Just before Dr. Reed could present his findings, Dr. King stood up and addressed the board. He confessed everything: the secret he had uncovered, his father's mistake, and the guilt he had carried since discovering the truth. The board members were stunned into silence. Dr. King continued, "I know this revelation may tarnish my father's legacy and my own career, but I believe that honesty and integrity are more important than protecting a reputation built on deceit." The room was tense, and Dr. Reed smirked, believing he had won. But to his surprise, the board members began to nod in agreement with Dr. King's words. One by one, they commended him for his courage and integrity. They acknowledged that mistakes are part of medicine, but covering them up only leads to more harm. In the end, the board decided to launch a full investigation into the matter, and Dr. King was cleared of any wrongdoing. His reputation remained intact, and he earned the respect of his colleagues even more for his honesty. Dr. Reed, on the other hand, was reprimanded for trying to use the situation for personal gain. As for Mr. Daniels, Dr. King approached him personally and explained everything. The elderly man, who had always been suspicious of others, was moved by Dr. King's honesty. "It takes a true man to admit his faults," Mr. Daniels said, shaking Dr. King's hand. "Thank you for telling me the truth. Integrity and honesty are more valuable than protecting a false reputation. True strength lies in the courage to face the truth, no matter the consequences."